Home values are dropping, buyers' expectations are rising, and sellers are still stuck in a 2022-2023 market, or they think they are. And today I'm going to talk about the mistakes that are costing home sellers thousands and thousands of dollars and ways to avoid that. Because there's one undeniable truth in real estate. Buyers and sellers usually don't agree on the value of properties. Sellers always believe their homes are worth more, and buyers always feel like they're paying too much for a home. Today's market definitely favors the buyers. And sellers, the market of 2022 and 2023 is not the market of 2025. When you put your home on the market, you're instantly competing. You're competing with other homes in your neighborhood. You're competing with homes coming on the market. You're competing for buyers' attention. You're competing for just online attention. And there's always another home listed every day. Remember, when you put your home on the market, you are the shiny object for a couple days, kind of like the new car in the showroom or the fancy dress in the window. You have a limited time to grab as much attention as possible, and we need to figure out how to get as much attention on your home as possible. That is why it is incredibly important to work with an agent that understands what buyers are looking for, how to prepare your home for sale, and what is most important. Most sellers know that they're going to need to clean or declutter. But home sellers, it's really important that you probably pack up about half the items in your house and start acting as if you're going to move. Remember, home buyers want to walk into a home that feels like a model home or something they would see in a magazine. Now, we all know we don't live like this. However, when you're showing your home, you kind of have to act like you do. And so decluttering and cleaning and just minimizing your home is crucially important. Many home sellers do believe that they're going to need to make improvements to their home, but they don't do it for fear that they're going to do the wrong thing or spend money on something people don't like, or they're being relocated and have to move quickly and then just decide, well, it's somebody else's problem. Buyers respond favorable to small improvements, such as a fresh coat of paint or an impeccably staged home. Now, I'm a huge fan of staging your home. Most buyers can't envision their lives in a home without furniture in them, or if there's a little bit too much clutter on the counter or pictures on the wall. So staging a home, I'm a huge fan of, and there's multiple ways to stage your home. First of all, we do some online staging, which is helpful, but when somebody walks into the home, that's what's really crucial. So the expense of staging in person is very, very important. Another mistake sellers are making is not making sure that your first impression, that curb appeal, is impeccable. Remember, the first photo online is going to be the exterior of your home generally, and we have seconds to grab attention. We are a nation of scrollers, right? And we don't want people to scroll by your home. So we want it to look great immediately. And also, when someone drives up and sees the exterior, they immediately have an idea of what they think the interior of your home is going to look like. So the curb appeal is so critical. So fresh mulch, making sure everything's trimmed, some plantings, anything to draw attention is critical, and it can earn you thousands of dollars in the long run. Another mistake that home sellers are making is not working with an agent that has an online presence and a marketing plan. Remember, 100% of buyers start their search online, whether that's Realtor.com, Zillow, Redfin, or hundreds of other apps and websites that people are searching. We may not know exactly where home buyers are coming from or how they find us, but they're finding us online. So you need to work with someone that has a very strong online presence and a marketing plan. Remember, home buyers aren't just looking at the house, they're looking at the neighborhoods, they're looking at amenities, they're looking at conveniences, where is it, the floor plan. All of those things are crucial in today's market. So make sure you work with someone that is showcasing and highlighting everything about your home and the location. Home sellers believe that having open floor plan or small changes are impactful, but what home buyers are looking for today is a little bit more modernization. We used to have a lot of grays and whites and a lot of muted tones here in Florida, and that has changed greatly. So if you can add some modern features in your home, whether that's an updated countertop or new flooring, those features are what needs to be highlighted when you're selling a home. Now, this next item that could be costing you thousands is a very, very simple item to remedy, and that is filling out your property disclosure properly. A lot of buyers look at that property disclosure and scrutinize over it. So everything you know about your home should be outlined on that disclosure, from the age of your roof, mechanicals, to a water leak that happened 15 years ago that's been taken care of. Because a home buyer typically is not worried about something that's disclosed up front. But if a small water leak is discovered during a home inspection, it just blows up and it becomes a big deal. Most people, as long as they know what's happened to the home, feel very comfortable moving forward. And I do realize sometimes there's questions on those disclosures that don't make sense or you're not sure about. And please ask your agent for help. Agents understand those questions and are happy to help you fill out the disclosures so that it's thorough and that it makes sense. Now, the next thing that I want to talk to home sellers about is that although you may make some major improvements to a home, such as roofing, we're seeing a lot of homes in our market with brand new roofs. Unfortunately, you may spend $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on your brand new roof, but that does not immediately add that same amount to your home. Yes, you are going to get a bump in value with a brand new roof or a brand new AC unit or updated windows. Unfortunately, when it comes to mechanicals, you're not going to get dollar for dollar return. Now, however, cosmetically, kitchen remodels, new flooring, typically, then I would say you are going to get that money back because it's all visual and people are attracted to the visual upgrades, even though the mechanical upgrades are so important. Another mistake that sometimes I see sellers doing is, specifically right now is not the time to test the real estate market. Occasionally, I will have a seller reach out saying, well, I just want to put it on the market and see if I can get X. Today is not the time to do that. First of all, you're flooding the market with more inventory, and we do not need more inventory. You are actually hurting everyone else that has to sell. So unless you're willing to price the home fairly and need to sell, I really do not believe testing the market is helping anyone in today's real estate world. So don't just throw your home out of the market to see what you can get. Another mistake is not paying attention to days on market. The longer your home is on the market, the less likely you're going to get the price you have on that home. Earlier, I talked about setting the market and not chasing the market. If your home has been on the market for 120 days, 180 days, you're chasing the market. We need to be very proactive when setting price because the longer your home is on the market, the less you're going to get. So paying attention to days on market are critical. Currently in our area, our average days on market is 82 days. So it's definitely higher than we've seen in a long time. But there are still many, many homes that are selling less than 30 days because they're setting the market and not chasing the market. Remember, the market changes all the time, week by week, month by month, and sometimes it's neighborhood by neighborhood. For instance, if you live in a very desired neighborhood and you're the only home on the market, you're probably going to get a premium. But if you drive through your neighborhood and you see sign after sign after sign, unfortunately, you're competing with all those homes and you're probably going to take less for your home. So remember, it's all about location, condition, and pricing. Those are the three key factors in selling a home. So be prepared and reach out to an expert in your area. Thanks so much for watching. If we can be of any help, just reach out and let us know. Give me a call today. And remember, always work with an expert.